I really wanted to get something out of my chest. The Champions League is nothing but excitement, the allure of atmosphere and power, and the allure of this game. But sometimes it can be disappointing and dreaded. Just like what happened yesterday or last night with the game between Inter Milan versus Barcelona. It's pretty much one of the worst refereeing decisions and poor performance alone from Barcelona, and where credit is due from Inter Milan, they have played absolutely well, more than Barcelona, and same goes to UEFA, who made this game more corrupt than any other politicians out here in the Philippines who attend the Singapore Grand Prix. It's fair to say that this Champions League journey for Barcelona is pretty much over. You can already say that I'm being overly dramatic, but it is. It's hard to face this kind of consequences and this reality from Barcelona and the players, or even Xavi alone, who couldn't do any of that, because there are plenty of mistakes that Xavi have made with the starting lineup, and especially the players alone, that they couldn't even find any passes or any goals from the net whatsoever. Lewandowski was far from excellent in this game. He was nowhere near as Lewandowski as he was during the first games of Barcelona. Rafinha's position is out of place from right wing to left wing, which is, it's not the way how Rafinha was when he was in the international break, or even Marcos Alonso, who was being so out of place in this position in the left back role. And having Alejandro Balde on the bench is a bad idea from Xavi. If Alejandro Balde would have been in the starters, that would have worked well, but instead we just ended up with one of those scrap heap of defenders in our starting 11. Pedri alone, he was phenomenal, but they could not even gel whatsoever with many other front three from Barcelona, like Lewandowski, Dembele, who just could not even get himself together at some point in this game. And for Inter, they made something out of their defense, who did very well exposing Lewandowski and his tracks in that regard. Granted, for Inter, they have played much better, and I know there are plenty of criticisms that I wanted to point out. The deliberate handball in that corner from Denzel Dumfries, from Ansu Fati, I don't know what the hell is up from the referee. It is also the same referee that handled in that game against Bayern away from home, with the deliberate tackle from Alphonso Davies to Dembele. And now we got that deliberate handball from Denzel Dumfries, which allegedly was Ansu Fati, but when you look at a different angle, you know for a fact that Ansu Fati didn't do any much deliberate handballs in that game. But it's clear as day that we've seen Denzel Dumfries have made some deliberate actions in this matchup in that game. And of course, the goal from Hakan Çalhanoğlu on the 45th plus second, good on him. He did score a goal for Inter, and our position in the Champions League is likely be problematic. Seeing Bayern already got their victory, it just shows that we are no longer in that race for the Champions League spot. We're once again going to end up in the Europa League for the second time in our season in this game, and I am worried, concerned, and also at the same time really mad with this result and this performance that Barcelona have put out in this game against Inter. And I know this is going to be a difficult home game that we're going to face, not only Inter at home but Bayern Munich at home. And the last game on the away game is of course from Victoria Pilsen. Xavi needs to work up on his tactics and strategy, and of course the starting 11, it needs a little bit of work. Nevertheless, I am seeing a lot of problems and errors from Barcelona. I honestly cannot put up into words right now with this game. Fair play to Inter, they deserve to be in this Champions League along with Bayern, and for us, it's better this way, that we might come to be in the fourth place or worse in the Europa League. Honestly though, we're not really prepared for the worst that might gonna happen at our own home ground. Yes, the Camp Nou is the most intimidating stadium in all of Europe, but right now it doesn't feel like as it is as intimidating throughout the years. We've been stifled, we've been handed ourselves with a lot of losses from those tougher opponents like Bayern in last season. It's becoming more and more a weak side of Barcelona that we've witnessed thus far. You know, as a Barcelona fan, I always think to myself, when is enough gonna be enough?